is she back on tour? She's a champion again. Yeah! The legend. Here's Shannon O'Keefe. Yeah! Incredible. What a moment for Shannon O'Keefe.
Also, we have an exclusive agreement with PWBA and Extra Frame for the live streaming of all PWBA events. Please do not live stream from your personal devices. All right, bowling fans, pick out your favorite pro, cheer her on. Athletes, arrows are up. You have a full set of pins. How about a quick send-off for our top 12 of the PWBA East Hartford Open? Good luck, ladies.
All right, Tennille Milligan, PWBA Director of Operations, gets the players off, and big crowd here watching the round of 12. And we've got some great competition. There's a look at the crowd here at Hall of Fame Silver Lanes. Stephanie Johnson and Shannon O'Keefe are paired together for this round. This is the round of 12. And players you'll be watching come through here in this round are Danielle McEwen, who is our tournament leader after 24 games at plus 516. Lindsay Boomershine is in second at plus 489. Josie Barnes is holding down the number 3 spot at plus 413. Liz Culkin is at plus 402. She's currently in the magic number 4 spot, which is the number everybody's trying to get to here in the round of 12. Shannon O'Keefe just outside that number at plus 387. Liz Johnson at plus 337 is in 6th. Jen Higgins is at plus 316 in 7th place. Stephanie Johnson, who's shooting the 3.610 and missing it there, is in 8th place at plus 313. Tanya Raumenpour from Indonesia is in number 9 position at plus 302. Jordan Richard, Giselle Pass, and Sydney Brummett round out the top 12. Sydney is at plus 260, and she is currently 142 pins off the show. Shannon O'Keefe gets things started with a nice strike there. And our other featured pair here in the round of 12, Liz Johnson and Jen Higgins. There's Emil Williams' favorite, Stone 8, right out of the gate. He's just shaking his head. Can't take it anymore. You know a Stone 8's going to cost somebody the title here, don't you? Yeah, Emil Williams will join us here in a minute, just doing some social media duties. And Shannon O'Keefe with the fast 8. Liz Johnson cleaning up her spare. Stephanie and Shannon are best friends, have been for a while. They both made the show at the Queens together, so they're both bowling very well here this season. Shannon O'Keefe leading in our point race through 4 events. Stephanie currently 7th in points. She's been a solid player every year out here. Last year obviously missed most of the season after having her 2nd child, and first event back, won the title. PWBA Orlando Open. Well, the pattern has seemed to play a little bit flatter and more difficult every single round. And I think we're going to see a little bit more of that here. "45 feet, 24.8 mils of oil." If you look at the pattern, it looks like it's got the imprint of an Atari 2600 tree on top of it. Little tree trunk of oil for the first 12 feet from 15 to 15, and then what looks like the leaves of the tree branching out from there. It really forces the players to stay within that little window between 15 on the right and 15 on the left. Shannon O'Keefe right in the middle of it. Hits about 18 at the arrows. You can visit PWBA.com to check out the pattern. And this is the 4th of the 6 patterns in Nick Hoagland's pattern scorecard, which was announced at the start of the season. So the players now can have a pretty good idea going into the last 2 weeks on the shape and the length of the patterns. The one thing they won't know is the volume. But so far, a lot of variety and a lot of testing of skills. And we've had some really great champions, obviously, the first 4 weeks out here on tour. So I think it's been mission accomplished as far as giving the players a good challenge and giving them quite a bit of different variety to test their games. Jen Higgins leaves a 10-pin. And Jen still looking for her first title out here on tour. Shot 16.59 for her block, so she was qualified pretty high up in the standings and pretty much held her position during the round of 32. Stephanie Johnson can't roll the 9-pin. Stephanie shot 16.24 for her 8 games, so she actually shot the lowest 8-game block of all the finalists in the top 12. Shannon O'Keefe shot 16.69. Liz Johnson 16.78. Sydney Brummett had the highest block of all the players in the top 12. She made a big run shooting 1776. And that's with a 184 her last game, which she probably felt was going to knock her out of the cut, and ended up hanging on to make that final spot. She's coming off a great week. Finished 6th at the Queens, just barely missed the TV show. Made it to our 3-4-5 match, and was the odd player out. And she made a great adjustment towards the end of that match and started striking, and you could tell, you know, she was thinking, if I had one more game, or if I'd have made this change just a touch sooner, I might have gotten there. First double for Liz Johnson, and now we bounce back over to Shannon O'Keefe, also looking for her first double. And back-to-back 2-8s on that lane. A lot of ring 10s and flat 10s and other varieties of 10s left here this week. Hasn't been too much of a mystery how to get to the pocket, but figuring out how to get all 10 is the trick. Nice shot there from Jen Higgins, her first double. And again, this isn't match play. Players aren't bowling head to head. They're bowling against the field. All total pins here on the PWBA Tour to determine our finalists. And I said it earlier, at the end of the round of 12, or round of 32, Liz Johnson really bowls well on the fresh. That shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. And this will be the freshest block that we've seen all tournament long. So again, not going out on a limb by saying this, but Liz Johnson would definitely be one of my picks for one of those 4 spots. We saw towards the end of that last block, the players, because conditions have been playing flatter every block as the tournament's gone on, players feeling like they had to start a little further left. And even with the limited play this morning, we saw players starting to have to creep left of 5th arrow, which is really the danger zone. Left of 15 at the laydown, left of 25 at the laydown, I should say, is much lower volume. And anything left of that is going to run into some early hook. And so players really doing their best to try to keep right of that. at the laydown. But very straight angles, and you know, when you see everybody playing the same part of the lane, they're going to break down quickly. Shannon O'Keefe finally able to hit the pocket on that lane, but not able to strike. Definitely see O'Keefe much deeper on the left lane, and that's been the characteristic throughout the building. The left lanes have hooked more. Liz trying to finish this game off. She can shoot 236. Good break just to get the 9 out there. 4-pin back-to-back times on that left lane. Liz trying to get a different look there, and it's a little bit of a short count on the fill, but got some information. So 221 for Liz. Good solid start. Kind of unusual, just 4 strikes for the game, but they all were in the right spot. 3 spares, 4 strikes, 3 spares. Shannon O'Keefe finally gets her first double of the round of 12. Now Jen Higgins can go off for 247. Good shot, and it'll be a good game. 236 with a spare for Jen Higgins. And Shannon O'Keefe will shoot 205 with the strike. But really wanted that first one in the 10th. Those are big. You really, especially going into the 10th frame with strikes, you want to finish it off with more strikes. Gets a look at a different piece of equipment. Probably did what she thought it would do. .218 for Stephanie Johnson to start the round of 12. All right, coming up, game 26. Looks like we'll have Danielle McEwen, Sydney Brummett, Giselle Poss, and Lindsay Boomershine on our featured pairs. Sound of that strike on lane 33 was Liz Culkin, and she'll be in the 2-0s. Tanya Raumenper in coming up on the left edge of your screen there. And that strike there could possibly give her 181 if she throws one more. And now Danielle McEwen will get us going here in game 26. Ring 10, strike a ring 10. All right, our 25 game update is in, and Danielle McEwen continues to lead, plus 550. She bowled 234, her first game of the block. Lindsay Boomershine bowled 235, so she's still in second at plus 524. Josie Barnes is in third at plus 430, and Liz Culkin is currently in fourth at plus 403. Shannon O'Keefe in fifth at plus 390. Sydney Brummett shot 236 in her opening game, so she moved up a spot, and she's currently at plus 296. And Giselle Pass, who's on our other featured pair, shot 235, so she's at plus 328. Nice bounce back there for Sydney. Giselle about to go 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare.
A little tardy on that 10, huh?
Well, she's left 2 ring 10s on that other lane, so seems to be the theme for her this game. She's so good, though. I mean, she's gonna tell herself, "Oh, I gotta slow it down 1/4 of a mile an hour."
She does have that type of capability.
She hung up on that one, in that one a little bit, missed it. Direction was still good, but just didn't catch it. Shot there from Lindsay. That one lays off just enough and carries high flush. So 4-bagger after the open. Danielle, no problems with the difficult 258. See if Giselle Pass can get her first strike. Jen Higgins spared the 4-9, which is the applause you heard. Ring 10, we've seen a bunch of those this game already. Five straight 9 spares for Giselle Pass. Did Posse go viral yet?
I haven't done a search for it on Twitter.
Okay.
But it could.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
All you need is one person. Sometimes it's as simple as a repost or retweet. Oh, wow.
I don't think we've seen one of those all week.
We have not. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, when you start doing that, what are you supposed to do? I mean, people have been worried about getting a 5 out all week, and Giselle Pass is leaving half-pocket stone 9s.
Well, we talked about it yesterday. Like she wasn't in the business of having to kind of almost worry about leaving a 5-pin because her ball was just so strong down lane.
Yeah.
But that was really strong. Like Popeye spinach strong.
Yeah, I think out of everybody in the field, her look on the fresh of the fresh has been the best. You know, her trick has been, getting through the late games in the block. It's just 2 bad shots in a row from Danielle McEwen, something you don't see ever.
Chilly. Sorry.
Yep, they got the fans going here.
They work.
Yep. A lot of people in the building. A lot of body heat. See if Danielle can get the 10-pin out on this lane. Just barely. Last one to go. There's a look at the crowd. Not a lot of space to move around. I mean, what does Lindsay have to do to get a round of applause, man? Open 6-bagger. Nobody clapped. There's a funny story. Charlie Tapp was once bowling Mark Roth, and Roth, every time he'd strike it, the crowd went nuts, and I think he shot 2-0. Charlie Tapp shot 290. He got like 3 people applauding for him. And after the last strike, he turns around and looks at the crowd and yells, "Hey, I don't sing and dance. This is what I do. If you're not going to clap for that, I don't know what you're here for."
Got to make a 4-9.
Yeah, apparently.
Nice conversion there from Sid.
Nice ball change there.
A double.
Sydney got a 1-bagger and they clapped. What is, Lindsay? She must be thinking, man, hate me here in Connecticut.
It's possible that no one, because she's on 38, the fans.
Okay.
The majority are directly behind 35 and 36, perhaps. Just not.
Okay.
No, okay.
There's
we
a
go.
few claps. There's
Here
a
we
few.
go.
Okay, there we go.
They heard you.
That's better.
They heard you.
go.
It just took a while to just kind of recognize what's actually happening.
Yeah. It's an 8-bagger for Lindsey Boomershine. She knew it off her hand that she needed some help on the 10-pin. Uh-oh. Oh. She came out of that one, but good direction. Mixes them up. And first double of the game. She can still shoot 215.
What a game.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't have any issues hitting the pocket whatsoever. Tried 2 different balls. I mean, left every kind of tap you can leave. 10 pins, 9 pin. The only thing she didn't leave was a stone 8. But there's still one more shot. I've seen a bunch of those today. And yesterday. But a good, solid professional game. The old 2-strike 2-0. Uh-oh. Another. Wow. I'm surprised that laid off as much as it did. That was a huge break for a 4-bagger.
Of course, McEwen and Boomershine right now be battling for the top seed. Stepladder Finals.
2 strikes for 201. Don't see that every day. When was the last time Danielle McEwen threw 3 bad shots in a game? Probably the last time I had a decent meal. Didn't involve a hot dog.
Well, for context, folks, it's been a long time.
Not a good shot there. They're not going to clap for that, Lindsay. Danielle gets a look at a different bowling ball. She's kind of been bouncing back and forth all week between those two. And 224 for McEwen, and looked there for a second like she was going to lose a lot of pins, and all of a sudden, if Lindsay misses this, she's only going to lose about 20. .241 for Lindsay Boomershine, so throws 8 strikes, bookended by a couple of opens, but still a good game. And that gets her to plus 565. And Danielle McEwen will have a 9-pin lead with 4 games to go. the crowd, and here's a look at the center. Jen Higgins finishing up her game.
A good look at Silver Lanes. Big thanks to Tony Renaud and his staff. It's been a great week here. Mentioned double-sided house. It's the high side where we've been all week. Low side has 1 through 20. See Liz Culkin finishing things up down on lane 24. Steph and Shannon O'Keefe back on 37 and 38. Of course, Tony Renaud, again, no stranger to some great bowling. Well known here in the area. He's accomplished a ton on the East Coast and across the country for that matter. As we await our score update, look forward to talking to you about where we are in regards to the standings. Of course, top 4 move on. Back on our standard event flow on the PWBA Tour. First major last week, and now the 4th standard event of the season here in Hartford. Liz Culkin, Tanya Raumemper now on 35 and 36. Shafani getting to cross here in the round of 12. Different situation, of course, not match play. We talked about early, and of course, if you've been following the tour this season, you know the standard event format has some changes to it, of course.
And we do have our 26 game update. Would you like to do the honors?
Sure.
Sir?
Is it sponsored?
Sponsored by nobody.
Oh. Okay. DMAC. Danielle McEwen plus 574. Still leading the way. Lindsey Boomershine second at plus 565 after that 241 game. Josie Barnes shot 279 to get to plus 509 in third. Putting some distance. In fact, 100 pins separates her from fifth. Shannon O'Keefe is fourth at plus 415. Liz Colkin fifth at plus 409. Liz Johnson is sixth at plus 385. Stephanie Johnson is seventh at plus 356. Jen Higgins is eighth at plus 332. Giselle Poss is ninth at plus 329. Tanya Raumemper 10th at plus 295. Sydney Brummett 11th at plus 275. And Jordan Richard is 12th at plus 267. Big 279 game from Josie.
Yeah, it's kind of the first time we've talked about somebody other than Lindsay and Danielle contending for the lead.
Well, in comparison, it may be a good thing not to be the leader. And that's just based on
yeah, 0 for 4.
What has took place or taken place so far this season in regards to top seeds and Stepladder Finals. Not to say, obviously, that cannot be broken. Could be at any time. Now, either one of these players could do it.
Interesting, the events that Shannon O'Keefe hasn't won this year, she's been in this similar position where she was fighting for a spot on the show. And I think one of the things that she's talked about this year is how much more she's learning from past experiences. And one of the shows that she missed, she said, I really learned a lot from that, and you know, hopefully the next time I'm in that position, you know, I'll do a better job. And there she is in that position. So
yeah, I feel like that was Vegas, maybe. He was close to making that show as well.
She was.
But of course, made the show the next week, won it, and then
just missed in Fountain Valley, which is on a similar pattern to this. Stephanie Johnson's ball just hits so hard. I don't know if there's anybody on tour whose ball hits harder than hers. Maybe Daria Payok.
That's a great point.
But especially for somebody who plays them a little straighter, she just gets the ball to hit so hard. And there's something to that. I mean, Shannon Plahowski, kind of the same thing on the left side. The ball always seems like it's throwing pins all over the place and making loud noises. Uh-oh.
Then all of those noises magnified this week because it's pretty loud here in Silver Lanes. The acoustics here are solid. I went down to the get out of there.
As soon as I say that, she almost leaves a 457.
I went down to the low end of this side of the house at the end of the round of 32. And it could be because my ears are shielded for the most part, except for when I have to listen to you. I'm just playing. But no. So we don't really hear what the full intensity of the sounds in the building.
Yeah.
And when I went down to the end pair, I was like, man, it is loud down here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just noticed that as well as I made my way down there. So Tanya Raumenper, time to get going. 4 games left, 120 pins back. She's shot some big games. The only thing that's hurt her this week is she's had a couple of real low games. She's had I know she had a 140 in the second game of qualifying yesterday. She finished yesterday with 168, 172. So as long as she can avoid those low games and shoot a couple big ones, she has shot a number of big games this week. But it's starting to be go time, and really you're starting to get to the point now where we're talking about one spot being available. The top 3 are starting to get out of reach.
Liz Culkin's support fans here trying to kind of wheel her way to a spot in the Stepladder Finals.
Yeah, it's a little too early for willing. You know, there's still 4 games, so. She's probably one adjustment away from being back on the strike train. But what that adjustment is still looks like it might be a mystery. Could also be the pair, but Liz 201, 206 her first 2 games of this block. So you know, could be bowling a little tight. She wants to get back into the winner's circle. Probably also wants to do well in front of some of the local fans. And I think you said 2 hours away.
2-hour drive.
Where Liz is from. That's got to hook a lot. Doesn't quite get away. She came out of that one just a little bit. Very easily could have struck.
Thinking about mixing in some trivia questions throughout the rest of the tour.
That's a good idea.
Maybe we'll give away some stuff.
That's okay. That's good. I like giving away stuff. Oh, that's got a hook too. I did. Wow, that was nice.
Good shot. I don't know why I just said that or thought about it. Oh yeah, something just triggered when I watched Steph. There's a pretty cool fact that I think most people wouldn't know about her, where she's actually from.
Oh, I know the answer.
Oh, there you
Can
go.
I win?
Her birthplace.
Do I just need the state, or?
No. You gotta give the. See, most wouldn't get the city, the actual one. So I'd be willing to compensate. To an area, if you will.
Okay.
All right, just restart it.
Yeah, it's a big shot. You know, right on the edge, just outside the number. Shannon O'Keefe just put a double to you, even though it's not match play. But she's bowling right next to her, and it's a big shot. You know, she's shooting 185. She can still go off the sheet for 225. Shot there from Steph, just flat tens. That looked good. Boy, that's just, yeah, I think it's a ball change. I don't think, you know, I don't think she can go much further left. And she liked the shot.
Yep.
She was saying, come on. So I just think that's a ball change. I mean, maybe she could try throwing it a touch harder, but then you start bringing 4, 5, 7s into play.
A lot of those, of course. That is the risk you take.
You remember those left lanes are hooking more. They have been all week. You know, I know Liz has probably figured that out by now if she's still in the top 5. Sorry. But maybe this pair hooking a little bit more, and this is one to watch because this is going to be our championship pair.
Yikes.
Yeah, that hurts. She had a chance to go off the sheet there for 244 and get herself back in the mix. And now, if she opens here, the best she'll shoot is 210.
Oh,
Nice try on the spare.
good run there, Tanya. Tanya, this is her second round of 12 appearance. She finished 10th in Fountain Valley.
And she'd also made match play at the Queens. Did she go out in 2?
I believe so. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but she bowled well in qualifying. O'Keefe just cuts a little too much off the 2-pin, and now best she can shoot 219, which takes some of the pressure off Liz Culkin. Again, plenty of time left. 3 more games after this. That is if you're one of the players that are within 50 of the number. Good shot. Curious to see what she does on that left lane.
Gotta think Liz at one of the rare players who likes to hook at left side spares. Don't see it too much.
Yeah, you don't.
I guess hook at spares in general, outside of, you know, certain combinations.
Yeah, much more common to see lefties hooking at their right side spares, just because of the traffic issue. Just made the move left, and maybe threw it a pinch harder. Good move. She's still got a little room to move left. Josie Barnes follows up her 270 with 170. So maybe. Oh man, that was a good shot. Maybe still 2 spots up for grabs.
Well, let's see. Yeah. Yeah.
So 213 for Stephanie Johnson. Raumenper can shoot 209. She's going to have a lot of work to do. Just need a big, maybe even 800 series to get into the top 4. Players moving into position for game number 28. 3 more to go. This game will have Jordan Richard. Josie Barnes and Sydney Brummett and Giselle Pass. Oh no, sorry, Giselle Pass and who's Giselle crossing with? McEwen?
No, Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Folks are available on the PWBA Facebook page. Be up on Twitter, probably Instagram at some point too. But just a quick look back at the round of 32 today. Obviously, you'll see some of the same players, of course, but get an idea of, we've shown you what the venue looks like, but you'll see it in a different form. Great work from Jason McEwen. Getting a few aerial views. I'm not sure how he even did it, but he's that good at that. So, well, he probably sat on the staircase now that I think about it. What a smart guy. But check that out. Pretty cool look at Silver Lanes here, and a brief look at the round of 32. And mainly to tell you that don't forget the Stepladder Finals begin at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Right here on Extra Frame.
And we've already got our 27-game update. And Danielle McEwen is our leader, plus 586. Lindsay Boomershine in second, plus 549. Josie Barnes in third, who we're watching right now, at plus 484. And Liz Johnson has moved into fourth place.
Of course.
Did I say Liz Johnson would be one of my picks?
I think you went out on a limb, the proverbial.
Yeah. Well, she's in there, 432. Shannon O'Keefe is in fifth at plus 422. And Liz Culkin now in sixth at plus 393.
So
Jordan,
on this, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Jordan Richard just struck, and she's at plus 262.
I'm just curious how much room or space is left on this limb that you go on.
Not much, because I'm going to stay on it.
Oh.
No, but I mean, it's one thing to just pick Liz, but it's another thing to say why and when she's going to make her move, and those kinds of things. Now, they have been getting flatter and flatter as the week has gone on. So you think maybe if Liz is going to have any issues, it would be later in the block. So I don't know, but I think with just 12 bowlers out there,
yeah,
and 6 games, I don't think she's going to run into issues. And she's gone 221, 227, 247. So unless she hits a bad pair, I just don't see anybody passing her.
What a shot there. That's good news there for Joes. It's nice to see it go, a little belly left to right. That ball made a nice motion to the 1-3. You think back to Liz's first game, the 221 here on 37 and 38, and yeah, with what was it, the 9-spare, 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 4-bagger, spare
Yeah.
situation. So that that's 30-40 pins right there. Potentially that could have been on the score.
Well, and how interesting would it be if Josie would get a chance to bowl Liz in the stepladder after what happened last week at the Queens?
I think she would welcome that opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, 8
Come on with it. Tell you that company would have made so much money today. Like the amount of 8-pins we've seen this week. It's almost as if we put it on repeat.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
Like to the point where, you know, you've destroyed a VHS tape.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we had a reel of all. We should go back and cut an 8-pin reel from this week.
I think it would be worth the time, actually, to watch that. Not that we have it.
No.
But I would spend a few extra hours combing through some footage for this. Imagine if we even had half of what you saw in the pro, on the bowl with the pro.
I know. All right, shot there for Lindsay. Giselle Poss plus 325, so she's 107 back with 3 to go. I mean, I just don't see Liz shooting less than 700. Oh, man, that's the second.
Well, when she
Stone 9.
She keeps doing that.
That we've seen Giselle leave. And she's the only one that's left one this week. And, I mean, it wasn't even high flush.
Well as she has bowled, speaking of Giselle. How many pins from even just today? Or maybe was it this round? That was a 9 spare almost all the way through, right?
One double for 201. In fact, those were only 2 strikes of the game.
Shine has done a lot of that today. Shots that look exactly like that. Great ball motion, I believe the same ball. Saw a lot of that in the round of 32 today. Jay Rich gets them to twirl and fall. McEwen down on 34 has gone strike, 7 spare 3-bagger. Shine not far behind. no matter what happens in regards to Jordan Richards' scores here for this, the remainder of this event, I think she could have gotten off to a, in the overall grand scheme of it, of course, besides winning, a better start, as we see Giselle. Big double there, but it's been a great week bowling for Jordan Richard here.
Back to back on that lane, just can't carry the light mixer. She didn't want Giselle to feel lonely. That was high flush, though. Giselle's was kind of like an 8-pin flush.
Yeah. Drove just right on past it. It's spare.
Okay. She's gonna make this. Crowd's gonna go nuts. Maybe not.
Could have bounced.
She didn't really go after it. I think she was just going for the count. She almost made it last time.
Now all of a sudden, it's the 9-pin that is presenting trouble. Sydney Rummy just left one.
Nice little subtle adjustment there after the 2 light mixers didn't carry on that lane the last 2 shots, and Josie Barnes possible 249. She could still conceivably get to the lead if Danielle slowed down a bit and she were to keep striking. She being Josie.
Josie with 1 title to her credit, 2016 nationwide. Rochester Open. What a shot.
Oh. Man. I don't think I need to say anything more than that, do I?
No, we've said it. I mean, the only thing left would be expletive.
Yeah, we can't say
and
that.
we can't say that.
Yeah. It's just getting more crowded in here.
We can say that, though. That's great news.
Look at the crowd. It's tough. You see, to go to the bathroom, you have to go all the way from where we are, we're on the other side of the camera there, all the way to the end of the building. So if I leave at the end of this game and I'm not back till the end of the next game, you know why.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes,
Call
just wait
911.
longer.
Yeah. It's the kind of insight you don't get when you watch a network golf telecast.
Where the restroom is?
Right. Jim Nantz never tells you where he has to go to the bathroom. Jordan Richard doesn't want to be trophy girl this week. You know what trophy girl is?
No.
Okay, so back in the day, when they used to have top 24 finalists, 5 would make the show, which means 19 would not make the show, and they would show photos of all the bowlers that made the top 24 each week in pairs. And so the last bowler, the 24th place bowler, would be by himself, and they'd put a picture of the trophy next to their picture. So if you were 24th that week, you were trophy boy. So that's the genesis of that term.
Okay.
I don't think it's something these ladies would know about, right?
No. I don't want to underestimate their knowledge. But I'd say some certainly probably would, depending on their age.
Yeah. So if we said to Jordan, hey, you're just trying to avoid being trophy girl, she'd be like, what the heck is trophy girl? But if she ever goes back and watches this, now she'll know. 228 for Josie Barnes. And we've seen Giselle Possible 2 games in front of us here this afternoon. And she's pulled really well. And she's going to shoot 201, 199. Big difference there between striking and not. Danielle McEwen is just off to Lindsay's left, and she leaves the same thing, but she's going to shoot 227 this game with the spare on that. And that means she'll pick up another 18 pins on Lindsay if Lindsay spare strikes. So 209 for Lindsay Boomershine. One more game in the books, 2 more to go. So 12 players in the field for the round of 12. 12 lanes in play. Each player hits each pair once. And Tanya and Liz Culkin will be in front of us here in game 29 of 30. Josie Barnes and Jordan Richard will now move over to 35 and 36. So we'll get to watch them bowl one more game. And we already have our 28 game update.
How about that?
It's quick.
Shout out to Kathy Waka and their
Might be the record.
volunteer staff here at Silver Lanes.
So leading at plus 613, Danielle McEwen. Lindsay Boomershine in second at plus 558. Josie Barnes at plus 512. Shannon O'Keefe shot 248 to move back into fourth. She's at plus 470. Liz Johnson just 4 pins back at plus 466. She shot 234 last game. And then a little bit of a gap. Jen Higgins is in sixth at plus 399. Stephanie Johnson at plus 392. Liz Culkin has fallen back to plus 378. And Giselle Pass, who we just watched, plus 324. Jordan Richard is at plus 309, and Tanya Raumemper, easy for me to say, Raumemper at plus 295. So Liz Culkin, plus 378. She is 92 pins back of Shannon O'Keefe for the last spot in the finals. So she's going to need a couple big games here. And then hope for some help from both Liz Johnson and Shannon O'Keefe, who usually aren't very helpful when it comes to the last two games before the TV show. Wow, good shot there. Nicely done. Change there for Raumemper. Just a little. baby. Emil doing the Lindsey Baker head shaker. She was having issues a little earlier hitting the pocket, and now it looks like she's got a different ball in her hand that's allowing her to get to the pocket, but she's getting 9 a lot. And that's just been the trick all week. Lindsey Boomershine, you'd see on 33. Good shot. Shaker hit, and forepin moves over. It doesn't fall. And she was on the front 5. Ball for Liz, giving her a lot of margin for error, but unfortunately not a lot of margin for error at the pocket.
All you can do is keep throwing good shots.
Taking a lot of punishment.
It's a tough position to be in, certainly. wear you down. Love on the 7-pin for Boomershine on 34.
Well, time for Josie to get going here a little bit. See Shannon O'Keefe fist pumping down on lanes 1 and 2. That's not a, well, lanes 23 and 24, which sure, for all intents and purposes for us is 1 and 2. But fist pumping is not good news for Josie.
She went. Shannon went spare 6-bagger.
Ah, that's why.
I think, and then or maybe 7-bagger. No, 6-bagger. Missed in the 8th. So she'll probably shoot somewhere
260
in the 260.
Yeah.
range.
Yeah. But Lindsay Boomershine also shooting a big game. She can shoot 270.
Steph strike a little bit this game as well down on that end. Of course, same pair as Shannon O'Keefe. I mean, this is, we're not making this up, folks. you are watching this live currently, and when you go back to watch the archives, it was live when you watched, or when it was originally streamed.
I think we're going to show Tanya anymore this game. I don't think we want to get her fined.
Yeah, she's not having fun right now.
No.
I am worried about this 8-pin for a title situation. Now that you mentioned it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should be.
Because I have no idea what I would say.
Oh, you should be thinking about it.
I don't
you
know.
might need to script it.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I could get terminated.
Just yell loud. Lindsay Boomershine's had a couple issues this block finishing games off, and First shot in the 10th, she whiffs the head pin. Remember, had a possible 270 earlier in the block and opened for 241. And we'll just keep the camera over here. And Lindsay spares the 1-2-4-8. So she can still shoot 244. Well, things could get interesting. Don't know what Liz Johnson shot, but she seemed like, you know, she doesn't change her expression too much, but she seemed like it was more on the happy end of the spectrum. So Boomershine fills it up for 244. And depending on what Danielle McEwen did that last game, we could still have a battle for the #1 seed.
Shot there, one more. Minimize all the damage. Speaking of Josie, that she'll potentially give way. To only give back 6 pins.
She might be out of the top 4 after this game.
Well, we know more than likely Shannon has went around. Barnes' best she could do after this game would be at plus 506. Depending on what Liz Johnson just did. She could be in the top 4. Big shot.
We're going to get to watch Liz Johnson bowl this game. I think.
Liz will be on 35 and 36 with Jen Higgins. We'll have Sydney Brummett and Danielle McEwen on 37 and 38.
All right, that'll do it for game number 29. One more to go. And we'll know our top 4 for the Stepladder Finals tonight at... Can you say tonight if it's 5 Eastern?
It's more evening-ish.
Well, evening is 6, right?
Evening
After
is
6.
I thought it was 5. Well, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you get off work, what time is it?
Well, afternoon is afternoon, right? And then I've always thought evening was after 6.
I guess that's theoretically. So
I don't know if that's... I mean, I think it's accurate.
Let's look it up.
But then tonight is a different word completely. Does that mean night? It has to be dark outside? These are the things that keep me up at night.
You're right. According to Wikipedia. There can be no precise definition in terms of clock time, but it is socially considered to start around 6 p.m.
Okay.
and to last until nighttime or bedtime,
Okay.
according to Wikipedia.
Okay. So it's, you could, I mean, you wouldn't be wrong if you said evening,
No.
5 p.m. What about tonight?
Merriam-Webster, however, says the latter part and close of the day and early part of the night. Kind of vague.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, by that definition, you could say 5 is evening.
The period from sunset or the evening meal to bedtime.
So for us, that would be 11 p.m.
Yes.
If it happens at all.
There have been days. Uh-oh.
Ooh. Let's see if we have our update. 29 game update, and we do. All right, so here is the story. Danielle McEwen, plus 648. She is our leader. Lindsay Boomershine is at plus 602. She's in second. Shannon O'Keefe is in third at plus 538. Liz Johnson is in fourth at plus 515. And Josie Barnes is in fifth at plus 506. Stephanie Johnson is at plus 412 in sixth place, but barring a major catastrophe ahead of her, it's just going to be those 5 players vying for the 4 spots on the show. So in front of us, we've got Danielle McEwen and Liz Johnson. Those are the 2 that have spots on the show currently. Liz Johnson has made a nice run here this afternoon. 221, 227, 247, 234, 249. We'll keep an eye on Lindsay Boomershine and Josie Barnes. They're on the low end of the bowling center. Okay. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what you have to do to knock it over. All right, so Liz Johnson was trying to work on a double there and doesn't quite get it. Shannon O'Keefe, you saw her there on lane 34. That was a turkey. She's got spare, strike, spare, turkey. Liz Johnson's spare, spare, strike, spare. Now bucket. Josie Barnes is down on the low end. She's got spare, spare, open, strike. So she's chasing O'Keefe and Johnson. Right now, Johnson, the only one that's given her any opening. And good cover there on the bucket. The battle for the #1 seed, Danielle McEwen, needs to stay within 47 pins of Lindsay Boomershine this game. And she's shooting on a 197 pace through 6, as you can see. And Lindsay down on the low end. Get you a score on her in just a sec. She's got double, 9 spare, turkey, 9. So she's still got a possible 258. Which means Danielle would need 212 or better. And is currently not on a 212 pace. She'd need a couple strikes to get herself above that number. Pretty shot there. Five players bowling for 4 spots. McEwen's locked in. Boomershine's locked in. O'Keefe, Johnson, Liz Johnson, I should say, just to be clear, and Josie Barnes. Those are your players who are fighting for positioning into the top 4. Stepladder coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Liz Johnson trying to stay ahead of Josie Barnes. Danielle McEwen trying to stay ahead of Lindsay Boomershine. It's got a hold. Good break. Did not leave the split. And this number 1 seed far from being determined. Lindsay Boomershine is through 7 frames and she can still shoot 258. McEwen picks up the spare, but Boomershine strikes in the 8th. So it's getting tight. Wow. And right as that's happening, Josie Barnes gets up and throws a double. She can still shoot 236. So big spare conversion attempt here for Liz Johnson. Just 9 pins difference between Josie Barnes and Liz. Liz not able to convert. And McEwen, best she can shoot is 212. Lindsay Boomershine missed in the 9th, so she's spared. And best Lindsay can shoot is 238. So that means McEwen would need a mark. Danielle McEwen will need a mark to lock up the number 1 seed. All right, so we've set up the situation with Danielle McEwen. She needs 192 or better at this point. That's assuming Lindsay Boomershine strikes out in the 10th. So basically a mark in the 10th will lock up the number 1 seed for Danielle. Shannon O'Keefe can shoot 237, but that's not going to be enough to pass Lindsay, so she's going to be locked into that number 3 spot. And then the battle for number 4 is between Liz Johnson and Josie Barnes. And Liz will be stepping up here in the 8th frame. Best she can shoot is 209. And Josie Barnes is on a 196 pace through 7 frames, but she can still shoot 236. Nice spare there for Sydney Brummett to finish up her tournament. Shoots 209. But now Liz Johnson trying to fight off Josie Barnes for the final spot in our Stepladder Finals. And now Danielle McEwen will step up. A mark will lock up the number 1 seed. All right, just a spare, and she will be our number 1 seed. And down on the low end, Josie Barnes missed in the 8th frame. Big miss there for Liz Johnson. And that spare is going to lock up the 1 seed if she just stays behind the foul line. Danielle McEwen is your number 1 seed for the PWBA East Hartford Open Finals. So congratulations to her. She will just need to win 1 game to take home her 2nd title of the season. Now, the battle for the number 4 seed is all that remains to be decided. Lindsay Boomershine will be number 2. Shannon O'Keefe is number 3. And now it's between Liz Johnson and Josie Barnes. Josie Barnes is bowling down on the low end right now. She's in the 9th frame. And she just left a 2-4-5. If she spares and goes off the sheet, she will shoot 202. She needs to beat Liz Johnson by 10 pins this game, and Liz Johnson, best she can shoot is 177. So huge spare conversion attempt coming up for Josie Barnes. And she makes it. So Josie will sit. She's got 152 in the 8th and a spare in the 9th. So if Liz Johnson can go off the sheet here, she would force Josie Barnes to mark and get good count, but she has to go off the sheet. If she doesn't double here in the 10th, Josie Barnes will be your number 4 seed. And that's going to do it. Josie Barnes will be your number 4 seed for the finals. So 167 for Liz Johnson. Josie will need some pins in the 10th. 177 to be exact is the score she'll need. So she just needs 8 pins on her first ball. And there's a respot of the 10 pin just to make things a little interesting here. Even more interesting than they already are. So we'll have to wait for that. Unfortunately, don't have a camera angle of it. We're up on the high end of the bowling center and Josie's down on the low end. So she's just waiting. Her playing competitor Jordan Richard waiting for a respot, and is about to get up now and shoot a 10 pin, and then we'll have a fill ball, and then Josie will get up in the 10th and needs 8 pins on the first ball to advance into our Stepladder Finals. All right, Josie is getting up on the approach. You remember last week in the Queens, needed just a spare to shut out Liz Johnson and not able to do it. So this would go a long way towards exercising those demons. And she does it. Throws a light mixer, carries the strike, and Josie Barnes wraps up the number 4 seed. So it'll be Danielle McEwen, Lindsay Boomershine, Shannon O'Keefe, and Josie Barnes in your Stepladder Finals coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do the player introductions next. So if you want to hang out for that, feel free. But as soon as those are done, we'll break our stream. We'll reset for our Stepladder Finals. And it should be a good one.
Pleasure to introduce to you your top 4 for the PWBA East Hartford Open Stepladder Finals. We're going to start with our number 4 seed from Nashville, Tennessee, Josie Barnes. Her opponent in the opening round, our number 3 qualifier. You saw her capture the USBC Queens last week from O'Fallon, Illinois, Shannon O'Keefe. Will go on to face our number 2 qualifier from Perry, Utah, Lindsay Boomershine. And the winner of that match will face our tournament leader from Stony Point, New York, Danielle McEwen. And again, these are the top 4 finalists for the Extra Frame Stepladder Finals of the 2018 PWBA East Hartford Open. How about one more big round of applause for all of our finalists?
All right, those are your finalists.
Thank you very much for coming out today and all your support.
Who's it going to be? Will Danielle McEwen take home her 2nd title of the season? Will Lindsay Boomershine take home her 1st title ever on the PWBA Tour? Will Shannon O'Keefe continue her dominance and win her 3rd title in 5 events? Or will Josie Barnes claim her 2nd? We'll find out at 5 p.m. Thanks for watching. For Emil Williams Jr., this is Jason Thomas. Thanks to all of our tournament staff. And feel free to go have some lunch and join us back again at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for our Stepladder Finals. It should be a great one from the PWBA East Hartford Open at Hall of Fame Silver Lanes.